ChatGPT now has agents. They're called GPTs, and it allows you to create incredibly custom versions of ChatGPT with special capabilities. I'm going to show you how to use it. Let's go. So first, you have to be a ChatGPT Plus user. And up in the top right, you're going to click this little Explore button. And then here are a bunch of GPTs. Now, one thing I wish they had is if you're selecting a GPT that already exists, that you can actually see how it was set up so you can learn from it, but they don't do that. But what we're going to do today is create our own. So you're going to click right here, create a GPT, and this is the main interface. And to start, you mostly just chat with it. So it asks you, hi, I'll help you build a new GPT. What would you like to make? And so that's what we're going to type. And today we're going to make a GPT where you can actually chat with a YouTube video. So down here, let's type it out. So I said, build a GPT that allows for someone to chat with the contents of a YouTube video based on the transcription. You will ask for a YouTube link, you will get the transcription, and then answer questions based on the transcription. All right, and then let's hit send. And then GPT Builder is going to think. It does a bunch of processing trying to understand what you're trying to build, and it'll start filling out the framework for our new GPT. On the right side, this is where we're going to see a preview of what we've built, and this is going to be a preview of the GPT. So first, how about naming this GPT Video Chatbot? Does that work for you? And I said, no, please name it YouTube Chatter. And you can see already on the right side, it's getting updated. So what we have is we have an icon, we have a little description of what the GPT will do, and then it has initial suggested prompts that somebody can just click and understand what the GPT does. Here we go. It says generating profile picture. So of course it uses DALL-E for that. And there we go. Actually, I love that. That's phenomenal. Here's the profile picture for YouTube Chatter. Do you like it? Yes, I like it. Perfect. Great. Let's refine the context for YouTube Chatter. To start, let's focus on the role and goal of the GPT. Considering its primary function is to discuss YouTube videos based on their transcriptions, how should it approach this conversation? For example, should it focus on providing detailed analysis, summarizing content, or answering specific questions about the video? It should provide summarization as well as answers to specific questions about the video. Next, let's consider what YouTube Chatter should emphasize or avoid in its responses. Are there any specific examples of content or ways of responding that should be prioritized or avoided? For example, should it steer clear of providing opinions or speculations, or focus on facts and direct information? Focus on facts and information from the video. If you don't know an answer, just say you don't know. And this really could not be easier to create. You're just chatting and saying what you want. All right, so it's updating again. GPT behavior updated. Now let's talk about how YouTube Chatter should interact with users. Should it have a particular tone or style in its responses? Friendly and conversational, or more formal and straightforward? Friendly, conversational, and sometimes funny. Lastly, is there anything you'd like YouTube Chatter to do or say that would make it feel more personalized to your expectations? This could be anything from a unique greeting to a specific way of signing off at the end of the conversation. First, ask for a YouTube link, then provide the title of the video as well as the name of the channel as confirmation. All right, YouTube Chatter is now set up and ready to go. Feel free to test it out in the playground to the right. And so we can continue chatting if we want, and we can refine it even further. But I'm going to click over to this configure tab to configure it even more. So from the configure tab, a lot of what we just discussed over conversation is now found in here. So we have the name, YouTube Chatter, the description, the instructions. So it excels in discussing YouTube videos by summarizing them and answering specific questions. Conversation starters. So these are, if you look over here to the right, these are the suggested prompts for a user when they first see it. So I really only want one. I'm going to delete all these other ones. And in fact, I don't really need any, because the first thing it should ask for is a YouTube video link. And right here, we can give it knowledge. So this is basically RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. Now for YouTube Chatter, we don't need RAG, but if you did want to use it, you just click here and you can upload any files you want. Now the nice thing is it already enabled all three capabilities. It has web browsing, which is important because we're going to be providing a YouTube link for it to go crawl and get the transcription. It has DALL-E for image generation, although I'm not sure when we would use that, but I don't think it hurts to have it on. And then it has code interpreter, which allows it to write and execute code. And again, maybe we want to use that as part of discussing the YouTube video, but I'm not sure. Then we also have actions down below. And actions are an advanced feature that I'm going to save for the next video. But a real quick summary is it allows you to add a schema. It allows you to add authentication and do more complex, basically function calling from a GPT. And this is really great if you want to give it custom functionality in the form of methods or code. And so let's look at one quick example. Here's the weather JSON. So here's a get current weather example. So here's the schema. We have the title, the description, the server, we have the path, So basically defining how to get the weather. We have the action name, get current weather. It's the type of method, it's a get, and the path where it can be found. If we needed authentication, we have a few options. We can have an API key or OAuth. This is incredibly powerful. If you want to give the GPT the power to actually log into different accounts and gather information from there. But we're not going to do that for now. Let's go ahead and delete it. And I think we're done. Let's give it a try. Now, right away, I noticed that it doesn't ask me immediately for what the video link should be. So let's make sure it can do that. Let's see if this works. The first thing you should do is ask for a YouTube URL even before the user typed anything in. So I'm noticing it's not able to actually send a response before I actually type something. So let's fix it so users know to enter a YouTube URL. So in the description, I'm just going to write it right here. Please first enter a YouTube video URL. So now the user will know. Okay, so I grabbed one of my videos. I'm going to paste it in right here and I'm going to hit enter. And there we go. It's browsing with Bing. That's exactly what it should do. All right, so it looks like it's not actually able to browse the YouTube video, unfortunately. Okay, let's try a different video. Okay, so it says browsing with Bing. Okay, unfortunately, it's not able to actually get the transcript. Okay, so let's try it a little different way. I'm gonna give it a website that gets the YouTube transcript, and then I'm gonna have the GPT scrape that website. Okay, so I'm gonna say, it looks like you aren't able to directly get a YouTube video transcript. Instead, take the YouTube link and then use this service to get the transcript. Then allow the user to chat with the video via the transcript. So let's see if that fixes it. So it's pretty clear that there's still a lot of trial and error to see what works, especially when you're browsing the web. All right, now YouTube Chatter has been updated to use this. There we go. So now let's try it out. I'm gonna paste the YouTube link again. Hopefully it is able to use that browser. Analyzing, so it's actually writing code this time, so that's great. So it looks like it's writing a method to use YouTubetranscript.com, and we'll see if it actually works. All right, that didn't work either. Let's try one more thing. Make sure you write code to browse the YouTube link provided and find and capture the transcript. I don't know if it's gonna work, but let's try. All right, here we go. Visiting YouTubetranscript.com. Okay, it says it encountered an issue, but it also looks like it might have gotten it. So let's see. What is the first sentence of the video? Okay, so it's visiting YouTubetranscript.com. Okay, so it's not able to do it, unfortunately. It did get the title of the video, and it looks like it knows what it's about just by the title, but unfortunately, it did not download the transcript. Okay, let's try a new one. Create a new GPT. So make a simple dungeon crawler game based on text only, but use Dolly to draw a picture of each area the user is in. You should first ask for the user's name, then create a new world that can be navigated using north, south, east, and west. Each time the user moves, provide a description of the new location as well as any friends or enemies there. The user can choose to battle an enemy, which randomly chooses a winner of the battle. If the user dies, they start over. Okay, so this is kind of a complex thing for it to understand, but let's see if it does. Yes, Dungeon Explorer sounds good. All right, I like that image. How should GPT behave as the game master in this dungeon crawler? Should it be more like a traditional narrator or perhaps add elements of mystery and surprise to the game? Add mystery and surprise. The goal for the user is to defeat all enemies in the dungeon. You should use a science fiction space theme. The user commands are north, south, east, west, battle, and describe the location. Anything else, just ask the user again for specific commands. And it's still giving me a bunch of information that it wants to know. For clarification purposes, how would you like Dungeon Explorer to handle situations where the user's intent isn't clear? Only respond with in-world information. If the user asks for anything outside of the game world, say you don't understand. Okay, now it should be updating. Hopefully this works well. And I'm actually going to change the way the battle operates. I don't want it to just be random win or lose. Change how battling works. Each enemy and the user have a certain amount of life and power. Based on those, put together a weighted algorithm where the power affects how much life each hit takes. When a user defeats an enemy, they increase their power and life. At each movement, tell the user how much power and life they have. They can also find potions to drink to fill up their life. I think this is actually going to be pretty cool. Okay, Dungeon Explorer has been updated with a new combat system. My name is Matt. Let's see what it says. Welcome, Matt, to the mysterious depths of the space-themed dungeon. You find yourself in a dimly lit chamber surrounded by walls that seem to pulse with strange energy. Your journey is to defeat all enemies and uncover the secrets of this place begins now. Current stats, so I have 100 life and 10 power, and it tells me the commands available. Go left, right, check inventory, look around. What would you like to do next? All right, so it did not output an image, so I'm going to make sure it does that. Okay, make sure to output an image based on the description of the location of the user each time they enter a new location. Okay, Dungeon Explorer is now updated to include dolly images for each new location. All right. Let's try again. My name is Matt. All right. Interstellar adventure of the Dungeon Explorer. You awaken aboard a dimly lit spacecraft. Okay, cool. Now it's using emojis too. This is looking good. All right, but it did not output an image. Let's just keep going and see if it does it. Inspect location. All right, there it goes. Now it's creating an image. Wonderful. So I have 100 life and 50 power, and this is what I'm looking at now. So as you inspect the command center of your spacecraft, the details of this high-tech environment come into focus. Great. So it gives me a nice description. Let's say exit spacecraft. All right, exiting the spacecraft, you step out into a vast open space station. The station orbits a distant planet, its structure a marvel of interstellar engineering. You find yourself in a large docking bay. So let's inspect it. So I really wanted to output images without me having to ask, but it doesn't seem to be doing that. I can keep iterating and get it to do that, but for now, I'm just gonna say if I inspect it, it'll show me the image. All right, there it is. That looks so cool. So let's say, who can I speak with? And next, I want to try out the battle system. So let's see. And it's going a little bit slow. I know Sam Altman mentioned that post Dev Day, ChatGPT has been incredibly popular, and they actually had to turn off ChatGPT Plus subscriptions. Who can I battle? In the space station docking bay, the atmosphere is more focused on commerce and travel rather than combat. However, there are several potential scenarios where you might encounter a battle. Security drones or robots. This is so cool. How much power and life does the security drone have? Okay, so it says in the context of our space-themed dungeon crawler game, so I don't want it to ever say that. So let's fix it. All right, don't break character as the dungeon master. Don't reference the game itself. Only provide information about the game. So let's see. So attack drone. As you decide to engage with a security drone, you prepare yourself for combat. Here we go. 80 life, 60 power. I have 100 life and 50 power. Let's see how the encounter unfolds. You take initiative, launching an attack on the security drone. Let's calculate the outcome of your first strike. And it's actually writing code to do this. It's so cool. All right, your attack was effective. You dealt approximately 44 damage to the security drone. The drone's life is now reduced to 36. Now it's the drone's turn to respond. All right, let's see what it does. Successful, dealing 36 damage to me. Okay, so the updated life is 36. So let's say attack the drone again. Now, of course, I could put a lot more guardrails around this, so you can only do certain types of attacks. And I think right now it's pretty flexible. I can pretty much say anything, and it'll allow me to execute that type of command. All right. Security drone, almost 0, incapacitating it. Would you like to investigate the drone, move to a different area, or take other action? Investigate drone. I can also define how I want the inventory to behave, how many slots I have, how I pick up items. All of this stuff can probably be pretty well defined in the GPT itself. All right, it has several components. All right, take all components, tell me what's in my inventory. Okay, there we go. How cool is this? So you can create GPTs for pretty much anything. All right, so now what do we actually do with all of this? Now that we have one fully created, we can go up to the top, and of course we could just delete it, but we don't want to do that. And what we're going to do is we're going to save it. So we click save, and from save we can publish it and share it with anybody we like. So I'm going to make this GPT public. I'm going to share the link in the description below so you can play around with this. And we need to give it a name. GPT name cannot be empty. So let's click right here. We're going to call it Dungeon Crawler. And then we click save. We're going to make it public, and then I'm going to hit confirm. And there we go. Now it is fully published. I can share this URL with anybody. So right up here, I click this and I can say new chat. We can edit it and we can copy links. So I'm going to copy the link and I'm going to provide it in the description below so you can play around with this as well. I plan on making a video going over all the coolest GPTs. Let me know in the comments below if you have one you want me to include in that video. And if you liked this video, please consider giving a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.